Well, if you got a sports bike and you want a tail bag, because like me, you don't really like wearing a backpack, you don't necessarily like a tank bag as well, you feel like it's getting in the way a bit, then what are your options? Well, if you have a quick Google, if you look on YouTube, it always comes up with the same one every single time. Nelson Rigg's commuter line tail packs, tail bags, and that's all great. They look brilliant. The reviews are absolutely unanimous. It's your best choice. But if, like me, you're in the UK, or it seems like the rest of Europe, you can't buy them anyway. They must be an American brand. All the American vloggers are reviewing them. All of the American publications and everything seem to have good reviews of these Nelson Riggs bags, but if you can't get them, what's the point? So I got searching to try and find something that would do the job for me, and let me see if I can find a place to pull over and give you a quick show of what I got, because I've been on some of the Facebook groups and some of the forums, and I am definitely not the only person that has been struggling to find something with a sports bike seat. And I know this isn't a proper sports bike, I don't have a fairing or anything, but my pillion seat, where the tail bag goes, is exactly the same as a sports bike. It might have a naked front end, but I've got a GSX-R style rear end with a tiny little pillion perch, and so finding a bag, you don't want it to be scratching up your paintwork, you don't want it hanging over everywhere. I mean, I'm not really doing 200 miles an hour, so I'm not really that fussed with aerodynamics or anything like that, but you know, you just want something pretty compact and tidy, and I'm not going for 7-day adventure trips. I'm just commuting to work. I just got to chuck a few bits and pieces in there. Just need a little bit of extra space. Let's see if we can go down here, find a little space, and give you a little quick walk around of it. This would be as good a place as any. Out of the way. Here we go. Let's just park up here. Right. So let me show you why this is the bag I went for. Alright. Gloves off. Well, here it is. This is the held Iconic Evo, and I went for the medium because I just wanted something, like I said, I wanted it compact. So you can see I've got a few bits and pieces. You've got a little zip here at the front. You can pop your phone in it or whatever you want to carry there. You've got a strap on there with adjustable length, so you can get other items hooked on the top. Here you go. Open her up. I got some parcels in there. That's a power steering pump for a Mercedes E-Class. So plenty of size. You've got loads of little pockets here. You can get some pens in here. You can get your toolkit, whatever else you want. I mean, that is like perfect size for an iPad mini if you seem to travel with an iPad mini while you're on the bike. What I should have done, the waterproof cover is underneath that stuff. I'll keep it in there. It's got the expandable bit as well. So if I run this zip round here, I can then raise her up. So it's got, you'll see now I've got a lot more. Zip that up, but I don't need that today. And then I can just zip that again, bring it back down. Nice and neat, nice and compact, and what I really like about this, clip, even got my helmet on and everything, boom, check that out, nice handle, and it's made by Held, German brand, they're very reputable, they make good quality stuff. Okay, you get left with these straps hanging out here, but what I do, to be honest, is if I go to work, I can take the bag off. But when I get home, and if I want to go on a ride without the bag, I have a second pillion seat. You know, you can also have the cover instead, and you can then just flip them on and off easily. So these straps just go underneath any seat. Get back on there. Here we go. Clip. clip. You can see it doesn't overhang the seat and touch on the paintwork anywhere. It's just nice and compact, which is exactly what I was going for. There we go, clipped in. And so I put this upside down on the table, and then I put the seat upside down on top of it, tighten the shut so they're nice and tight. And it's just been absolutely brilliant. I've had this now 2 or 3 months, and it's just been a game changer. And to like really seal the deal, Sports Bike Shop, they were selling them for 60 quid. Now, I mean, a bag for 60 quid is never going to be cheap, but compared to, I could get a Nelson Riggs one, but it was like from Amazon.com, the American site, had all the import fees and charges and everything. And by the time you bring that into the UK, it was like best part of 150 quid. So, you know, we're nearly 3 times the price of this bag, and this does exactly the same job. You can get a bigger size, so like I say, this is the medium one. You can get a large. I was a bit worried that the large might overhang a bit onto the paint, or the other thing they do is sometimes they stick out quite a bit here and they're sticking into your back, you know. And this one is just the perfect size for a sports bike seat. The pillion seat on this Suzuki is about as small as they come, and so if this works on here, it's going to work just about anywhere. And so for the money, relatively speaking, you know, bike stuff like this is just expensive, but this seems to be real good value for money. And so far so good. And apart from a little bit dirty, where I've had a couple of rides in the rain, and saying that, I haven't had proper heavy torrential rain, but with a light sprinkling, this has been more than waterproof enough, although it's got a proper waterproof cover that you can quickly pop out and spring over if it really does rain. I've been fine. I haven't stopped and put the cover on, and everything stayed perfectly dry in there. So yeah, held Iconic Evo tail bag, tail pack, whatever you want, whatever you call it. If you've got a sports bike, you've got a small pillion seat, and like me, you just don't like wearing a backpack, you like feeling a bit freer on the bike, I highly recommend it. It's not too in your face, it's not too intrusive, it's just what you need, and you can see it's just the right proportion to just sit on there. And probably by the time I'm sat on there, you know, it probably, I mean, I have ridden motorway speeds quite a few times with on there. You don't notice any aerodynamic, any drag, anything like that. It's just enough, you know. It's the right size. It's not too small, it's not too big. You can get plenty in there. It's everything you need. So go and get yourself one from Sports Bike Shop.